Crazy guy.
Hello, welcome. My name is Unity Stokes, co-founder at Startup Health, and it's my great honor today to get to speak with Dr. Gregory Moore. Dr. Moore is a senior advisor to Gates Ventures and the Alzheimer's Disease Data Initiative. And we're going to be talking about a really cool new prize, the Alzheimer's Insight AI Prize, Alzheimer's Insights AI Prize, that the Alzheimer's Data Initiative or Alzheimer's Disease Data Initiative is putting on, sponsored by Bill Gates and Gates Ventures. It's a really extraordinary opportunity to really challenge the world to use agentic AI to help us accelerate discovery for Alzheimer's disease and related dementias. We need to speed up progress. This is something that is near and dear to our hearts at Startup Health. Gates Ventures is a champion of the Alzheimer's moonshot at Startup Health. So we're really, really excited about the potential of this prize and the extraordinary acceleration that it may provide for the ecosystem of innovators. All the data is going to be opened up to the world. So we're going to dig into the prize, what the goals are, and learn more about how hopefully you can get involved with this. Well, it is my great honor to be speaking with you, Dr. Gregory Moore here. And this is an exciting day because today is the day that you really announced this extraordinary Alzheimer's Insights AI Prize. So before we dig into that, which is really the focus of what this conversation will be, I want to learn a little bit about you because you have just such an extraordinary background. You're really the leader of this prize that's coming on. You're a senior advisor to Gates Ventures and the Alzheimer's Disease Data Initiative. But you've done so many things in your career. Tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. Excited to talk about the prize today. I'm not often, I'm a little shy about talking to myself sometimes, but happy to give you a little bit of an overview. So, I'm an engineer and a physician, and spent the first half of my career in, let's say, academic medicine, writing lots of papers, research grants, and studying neuroscience, neuroimaging in the brain, and neuropharmacology, and a number of other areas. But I come to the field of biomedicine with an engineering mindset. I'm an engineer first, and I'll say I sort of accidentally got trained as a physician. On the physician side, I'm a neuroradiologist. I'm also boarded in diagnostic radiology and clinical informatics. So first half of my career in academic medicine, and I would say I was probably a frustrated physician, if you will, because I saw engineering advancements in the lab, and it took a long time to get those advancements actually to be seen on the floor, benefiting my patients who needed them urgently. So from the time you publish a paper till you see it on the hospital floor, if you're lucky, it's 7 years. More than likely takes 20 years for that to happen. And so I was asking, what if we could accelerate this to bring meaningful benefits to patients? Fast forward, some of the work I was doing in my lab and on the research side of my career sort of got noticed by big tech, and I think I was one of the first persons to actually put an AI algorithm into clinical practice. That was 14 years ago.
Amazing.
So that was around imaging and identifying things like hemorrhagic stroke, and to be able to get doctors' eyes on them sooner, to do that with a machine learning type of artificial intelligence at that time.
It's funny because people forget that AI didn't just start 2 years ago. It's actually been going on for many decades, and there were a lot of leaders that contributed to get to where including yourself, to get to where we are. And it's such an important reminder.
Sure. Yeah, we called it different things at that point, right? We called it data science, neural networks. But this was all part of what we now know is of I think more broadly as AI, but these were all important foundational things that sort of building on the backs of giants who created this field many years ago. So we go forward. So some of that work I did got discovered, I spent the second half of my career, first at Google and then at Microsoft, sort of taking these techniques and then applying them to healthcare and life sciences, leading cloud and AI implementations, at global scale. So that's, I've been really blessed to have an amazing, career to be able to be at the forefront of some of these areas, anything from the early days of MRI, now to sort of the implementation of AI to benefit patients. So it's again, feel blessed to being able to be at the front lines of that, I always count it a good day when I can learn something new, and I'm still always trying to learn.
Well, it's such a critical moment for so many reasons. We're at this inflection point where the world of technology and AI seems to be leveling up, taking a kind of exponential leap forward. So it's just an extraordinary opportunity to have people like yourself who are um, bringing forth technology for the benefit of health and healthcare. And I think one of the areas that we care deeply about at Startup Health is Alzheimer's, related dementias, brain health. I know this is an area that you personally have focused on throughout your career and also uh, intersects with the work that you're doing with Gates Ventures and specifically the Alzheimer's disease data initiative. And what I'd love to dig into is this extraordinary prize, this AI prize. I can't think of a better use for how we lean into applying these types of technologies and tools than what is called the Alzheimer's Insights AI Prize. Can you tell us what this is, how it came about? This is a big prize. It's $1 million prize, and seems like a real opportunity, a call to action, if you will, for extraordinary innovators out there to get involved in this. But can you give us a little bit about the genesis and what this prize actually is?
Sure. I think the genesis started by recognizing the crisis this is. Uh, you know, we all know statistics, 55 million people worldwide currently battling Alzheimer's and related dementias. That number is going to triple by 2050, we think. This is the crisis of our time as we go forward, and we need to step up and address that with the sense of urgency that this requires. And also say this is personal. This is personal. I haven't talked to any family that hasn't been affected by this disease, including my own, including Bill Gates, his, and it's, so we all have a story to tell with our families. So we have personal experience with the disease and see how devastating it is. And I think that that global that global need and our own personal stories, those are real. We're at an inflection point that this is really driving this sense of urgency. Back in earlier this year, we published in Nature Medicine this call to action. Recognizing, and this was a group of scientists around the world recognizing the potential of AI to actually radically accelerate. And I use that term radically accelerate because I think that's what's needed to accelerate research developments in development to find more effective therapeutics and even possibly a cure for this devastating illness. And so that coming off and building momentum, we asked ourselves, what could we do now to put something behind that to actually enable the best scientific minds around the world, truly a global call, and incentivize them to really look at this crisis. Many of our AI experts, they're off they're doing many other things with AI and useful things for humankind. We wanted to focus a spotlight and even get their attention on this particular crisis that many engineers and technologists may not have at their forefront as they're designing tools to make our lives better, financial tools of ordering a pizza or picking your favorite song or finding directions. We'd like to take some of those best minds that are creating those wonderful things for us and focus them, on not only healthcare and medicine, but particularly this particular area of AI. And so this is a way to get the attention and really engage, the not only the biomedical community, but the technology and AI community.
Yeah, I was going to ask about this. Is this open only to researchers, or is it open to technologists, to innovators of all types? Who can participate? Who's the call to
Yeah.
that you hope? Because there's all sorts of cross-disciplinary innovators today who are leveraging AI in different ways. Who's it open to?
Yeah, so great question, and you're exactly right in terms of this cross-disciplinary nature that's needed to engage. I've captured some of that in my own career just by different domains. So I see the power of bringing engineers together with clinicians and researchers together. But this is a truly global call. So this is a worldwide call for scientists, for researchers, for physicians. For that uh, undergraduate or graduate student with a great idea that wants to, bring it forward to the world. So it is not just academic researchers or others. It is the startup community. It is Silicon Valley. It is Africa. It is Singapore. It is truly global around the world. So we're looking for the best of Asia, the best of Africa, truly every continent, the best of Europe, the best of North and South America, to really engage here and to give them some resources to do that. We've
I
seen,
love that because so many times in history, a lot of the best progress and innovation came from unexpected corners of the world or unexpected people or places. So it's a wonderful notion that you're opening this up to innovators across the world here. And this is a big prize. It's $1 million prize. Uh, Tell us more about that. I know in your Nature Medicine piece, you actually outlined three or four priorities. Did some of those carry forth into what you're looking for in this prize, or what are the goals, I guess, of what you're looking to uncover or unlock?
yeah, so two issues there. One is the size of the prize. Um, Yeah, $1 million it's a start, but I think even more is bringing this community together and the light that this coalition is going to spot to put on these innovators. So we're going to have a pitch event, and we're going to bring some of the best funders and venture capitalists and other together to hear these pitches. So we think this is just a start of the investment that we can drive forward and to incentivize for this ecosystem. So we're hoping not for just one grand prize of 1 million, but many ideas to come out, and then use our network and our coalition to shine a light on these great ideas so that we think we can bring them forward. So think of this, even though $1 million is a large amount of money, it's just a seed to what we hope will be going forward
Well,
in
that's an important
this
point
space.
because I know Gates Ventures invests in so many companies, not just on the research side, but actually that are commercializing and doing things in the real world. I know many other organizations, like the Alzheimer's Disease Data Initiative, ADDF, and others are supporting these innovators with real resources. So it's important note that you made that this is a seed, a start. And I think there's one other thing you're doing that is so important. If I understand correctly, are you then opening up some of the learnings that come from this prize to the world?
Yeah, so one of the outcomes or the benefits of this prize is that the agentic AI tool that's developed and wins will be made available for the community on open access on this ADDI platform, the Alzheimer's Disease Data Initiative platform. to for the biomedical, the biotech community, the biomedical research community, everyone to accelerate research, so that this we hope will benefit the entire community and be open and accessible to drive research and discovery forward. To really lean in on your follow up on this in your second question, is there a particular part of that call to action that is reflected here? And the answer is resounding yes. It's no secret that this prize is supported by the Alzheimer's Disease Data Initiative. So we're really focusing for this prize on that issue of data, and we're at a point where the biomedical research community is generating amazing amounts of data, whether it's in genomics or proteomics or neuroimaging or speech and a number of other, all of these multimodal data sets
I
are
know in
are
your
vast.
paper you talked even about wearables and imaging, and there's all sorts of data now available. So you're open to data in the largest sense?
That's right. So data in the largest sense and truly global. So across nations, across continents. We believe that there is data available already, albeit siloed that we've created that holds key insights that will allow us to move forward with discovery, cures, biomarkers as we go forward. Blood-based biomarkers now are incredible for this disease, for instance, and that's new only in the last year, and the data coming from there, and the entire exhaust, I guess, of healthcare for patients suffering from dementia is an incredible amount of data as well. So we're confident there's key insights there, but we're going to need AI to uncover that. So we are hoping to focus on at least three critical areas there that we're suggesting, but by no means do we want to limit it to these. Again, open call, so we're looking for the best ideas. But three main themes. One around data harmonization. How can we take these vast data sets and make them useful, for the scientific community? Because they're in different formats, they're different types. We need to harmonize that data so we can analyze it for pattern matching. So can we use AI to create unified large-scale data sets to uncover insights that are actually invisible in smaller, isolated data sets that are siloed in a variety of ways? The second area is really pattern recognition. These data sets are so vast that we as myself and my colleagues as human scientists, a lot of our work is just boils down: can we find a pattern here that's unique to a disease or a target, where we can do an earlier diagnosis or a target for a therapeutic intervention? Well, the human mind is limited, as we know, and so can we use AI to help us uncover and identify patterns that we're not seeing in the data? And there's certainly been some amazing work already in that area that's of great promise. And across these multimodal ones, not just in a neuroimaging data set in my own field, where I would do segmentation and look for patterns in neuroimaging data, but how about if we take a proteomics or a genomics data set, put that together? Does that uncover unique patterns as we go forward? So we'd like to use AI for that pattern recognition as well, because we know that that's better than just a human alone to do that. And then finally, and one might be obvious, not be obvious, is really a collaborative infrastructure using AI, to enable collaboration, across literally the globe as we go forward to design secure, privacy-preserving frameworks for research collaboration. I think at an unprecedented pace, because this is really having AI to be your partner here with the scientific community to accelerate not only hypothesis generation, but also discovery and insights, really breaking down those traditional barriers that we have that are even bound by the number of humans and researchers, working on these issues.
You kind of just touched on this, but bring us into the future of what may become possible with these new ideas that come to fruition from a prize like this. Is it acceleration of discovery? Is it I guess to a certain extent it's unknown. It's let's see where we can do this, but in a larger sense, it's one hopefully going to accelerate things like maybe personalized care, personalized treatments, discovery. Um, Walk us into the future a little of if you were to wave a magic wand, where what the ultimate outcome or impact is from these seeds that are planted.
Yeah, I think it could be multifold, and it's clear we don't know what all of the outcomes are. I'm incredibly optimistic what AI can do in healthcare and life sciences. But some examples. Uh, Finding a drug target today is a really laborious labor intensive and a time intensive. And then bringing that forward, and then through the variety of safety testing, and then there are our phase one, two, and three trials, so you finally have an approved therapeutic as you go forward. So even accelerating that by months or years, which is typically a 7, 8 year process, um, is going to have a dramatic impact for the patients we serve that are waiting, for these. So any acceleration that we can do, and if we can, as I say, radically accelerate that, take that time down by, as much as 50% or more, that's going to bring, much more hope. And I think, as we bring the innovation forward and accelerate much more hope, that's why I think for effective treatments, and I hope even cures as we go forward. Um, One of the barriers we have, and we have some great new, as I mentioned, biomarkers for Alzheimer's and other dementias right now, blood-based ones, as well as neuroimaging. We'd like to even be able to not only we'd like to be able to identify signs of disease earlier, because it makes sense that if we can identify something earlier rather than at a later stage, we have more opportunity to intervene and to spare brain cells, spare neurons, and protect them as we go forward. Later in the disease, when we've lost cognitive, full cognitive capacities and actually, frank brain volume, neurons, much harder to have effective treatments to intervene in that disease. So if we can push this upstream much further by the use of biomarkers to begin to intervene earlier, so that will bring great hope, and I think greater efficacy. And I think we're seeing that already in some of these first treatments out already. And I'd like to have AI even push us further, right? So not only identifying disease but preventing, right? So I would hope that the patterns that we discover with AI, the biomarkers, can let us say, hey, you're at risk for this, and these are the things that you can do to actually you preventing the onset of this disease going forward. So that would be the hope, to go from sort of a treatment to actually prevention, of this devastating disease. And I think that's what we'd all like
Extraordinary.
to go
Hey, that
forward.
makes me
Yeah.
so happy.
Yeah.
Let's dig into a couple of the nuts and bolts quickly. How does one get involved, apply, learn about this? I know the domain of the website, alzheimersdata.org, but you set up a really interesting process of a first round, second round, third round. If you could just talk about that for a minute, because I like how it's a multi-stage process, and I think that's really helpful in terms of um, keeping this transparent through the journey. But if you could just share a little bit about that. We're on day one here, August 19th, applications just opened, but what happens next?
Yep. So, yeah, thanks for the plug. Application portal is open today, and it is on the Alzheimer's Disease Data Initiative site. You can go to the LinkedIn posts for ADDI and see it there and find the full instructions as we go forward. So, So the call proposal opens today. And so get your applications in, and you can start. It's the first round is a pretty brief application as you go forward. I want to encourage anyone. This is not a long onerous application, but there is an opportunity for you to put your best ideas forward here in a way that we are already seeing through the portal a ton of interest. So I'm encouraging everyone to do that and to do that over the next month.
So
So
that's open, I believe, until September 12th, if I'm not mistaken.
that's correct. That's
Okay.
correct. So the timeline is open for your best ideas, and it's not a long window either. We've assembled really a stellar panel of judges to do a review sprint of the initial round of applications, and these are judges from well-known big tech companies, Google, Microsoft, and others. There are judges from the venture capital community. There's judges from the leading academic centers for dementia and neurodegenerative disorders, and from pharma, biotech as well. So it's a really stellar panel of judges who will be looking at this and helping us pick the best, and up to 8 finalists to present in San Diego in December. And this will be if you will, a pitch event.
Right.
So
And
the
that's at one of
application.
the big conferences, I believe, in San Diego.
That's right. So it's the CTAD conference, Clinical Trials for Alzheimer's Disease. It's one of the big international conferences, and this will be in front of a live audience and with some a stellar, if you will, judges. It'll be like a Shark Tank event where we'll have received the applications ahead of time. It'll be with demos, so with live demos of the agentic AI proposals as we go forward. We'll sponsor up to 2 individuals from each team, to come to this event and do the pitch, and as we go forward. So we're looking forward to that. So that'll be the semi-finalist round, and then from there we will pick 3 finalists, and those finalists will have a further opportunity to develop their ideas and refine their proposals and pitches. And that final round will be in Copenhagen at another international meeting in March, the ADPD, or Alzheimer's Disease, Parkinson's Disease International Conference in Copenhagen. And we look forward to another live demo event there for the finalists, and with a $1 million first prize to be awarded there.
That's amazing. And you did mention that travel and presentation support will be provided for the live pitch. I think that's really important because if you're a researcher, this makes it accessible to people all over the world who may qualify for that semi-finalist position. So this is just definitely an open call to the world here. And I think that's really, really important. Well, this is wonderful. So we will post all the links. We'd like to follow up with you at each stage so that we can kind of keep tabs on the progress being made, the learnings, and really galvanize the world behind this. This is really exciting for all of us involved in the Alzheimer's Moonshot and all the innovator community that cares deeply about the progress being made here. So we just want to share our thanks to you, Greg, and to Gates Ventures and to Alzheimer's Disease Data Initiative and all the supporters of this. We all care deeply, as you do, about this really personal challenge that so many around the world are impacted by and care about. So thank you. Any last words that you want to share with the community here?
Yeah, for me, it's gratitude. So thank you to Unity for helping us shine the light on this, and your support in doing this. And then I guess my final words will be, please bring your best ideas forward. We're looking forward to seeing them, and how that can really change the trajectory of this illness in a global way. So thank you.
You see all these this kind of race between all the large AI companies of who solved what test by what, and they're kind of switching back and forth. And what I love so much about a prize and a challenge like this is the real world application and the value that it will bring to humanity. Um, so again, a call to all the most brilliant minds and ideas and technologies around the world. Like this is something that will truly make a meaningful impact on all of our lives, on humanity's life. So thanks again to everyone, and thank you, Dr. Gregory Moore, for leading this effort. Thank you.
Thanks again. Thanks so much.